Hi, my name's Teresa. I'm a Canadian teaching here at Hangzhou Normal University at Qianjiang College. The college is located outside of the city center of Hangzhou. I'm actually in Jiasha, which is one of the neighborhoods or districts on the eastern side of the city. So it's a little ways out, but we're right next to Metro Line number 1. So it's just a quick ride into the city center, which is pretty great. The campus is beautiful. We've got a lovely grounds and with a bit of a park and gardens. We actually even have a little bit of a farm on campus. There's goats here, which was kind of shocking. We didn't know about that.
Oh, did you notice the black swans?
Yeah, we've got swans as well. We've got black swans. We got normal white swans. There's fish. We've got a couple different ponds with fish. Behind the campus is a beautiful park area with like rose gardens and everything. So it's absolutely gorgeous over here. And we're right beside the river. So it's just,
Rose garden?
yeah, back over there, there's like a garden area with like roses and different flowers and stuff. It's super pretty. And like I said, we're right beside the river. So if you want to take a bike out and cycle along there, there's like parks and everything around there as well. We're also in an area where there's lots of other universities, so they all have their own grounds and like park areas. So it's kind of nice to go check out and see what the other universities and college campuses look like. Yes, definitely on campus and sometimes like at the metro station. I was actually partaking in the Hangzhou International Trail Walk Conference 2 weekends ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, and I was going through the security check, and one of the girls stopped me. I had my hair all pulled up for hiking, and she's like, "Excuse me, are you a teacher at the college?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, oh, "Miss Teresa," and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, as I'm sitting here all sweaty.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
Oh, she's one of your students.
She was one of my students, but she wasn't sure because again, I just finished this trail walk, so
Right.
yeah. So we run into students all the time.
But you don't know her because there you have too many students.
I have over 200 students right now. And as soon as she said, "Oh, Miss Teresa," and I recognized her, I'm like, "Oh, I know exactly which class you're from." But I was not expecting to run into one of my students at the event there. So yeah, we run into each other on campus, off campus, and it's kind of fun to run into people. So teaching at a university is a really unique experience because you have a lot more freedom to do what you want. We still have a curriculum that we help create and a syllabus that we have to follow, but we have the freedom and liberty to do our own projects or assignments with the students. And it's a lot more student-led. For myself, I try to do a lot more projects and group activities with my students, so that it's not as much me lecturing up at the front of the room. It's more them doing group projects and coming up with their solutions and presentations themselves. So there's a lot more freedom and fun that way. It's a little bit more challenging at times because you really have to get the students involved and get them to participate. But when you do, it's really interesting to see what they can come up with and how far they can actually take the material. I don't find it overly stressful, or I don't feel like there's a lot of pressure in the sense that there's a lot of work that needs to be done outside of class. The pressure is really ensuring that I create an environment where the students feel safe to engage each other and do the work, and they feel safe to practice and try. I always make sure my students know that the only way to get better is to try and make mistakes. So I want to make sure that they know it's a safe spot to do that. Most of my classes are in the morning, which means my days start pretty early because I don't actually live on campus, which is nice because it means I've got my own apartment and I'm actually more involved. Like I feel like I'm more part of the Chinese community. My neighbors are starting to recognize me and they say hello, and the people at the local shops, which is really great. So I cycle in and out and from work because they've got hella bikes here, so it's super easy to get anywhere on bikes. And my classes, I usually have about anywhere from 1 to 3 classes a day. They're 90-minute classes, and then the rest of my day is at my leisure. I don't have office hours, so I can do as I please. So that gives me plenty of time to get my grading done for my assignments and presentations, lesson plan, figure out what I'm doing with my midterms and my finals. And then I still have tons of personal time. So I've taken into getting a lot more active, doing a lot more hiking, cycling. I'm talking to some ladies about joining a women's rugby team here in Hangzhou. Yeah, I've never played rugby. I played Canadian football back home. And so they're like, well, we don't have football, but we have rugby. So might get involved with that. There's a lot of really active expat groups here as well. So you can get involved with different activities. I'm part of a book club right now, and like an art corner that my friend's in that she's invited me to. So I'm meeting people from all over the world. I've got American friends, British, Spanish, people from the Czech Republic. It's great. So even though I'm not super busy work-wise, I'm definitely busy all the time. Like I come home every night, I'm like, whoa, where did my day go? So I'm loving it. It's great. The pay isn't as high as if you're working in a private or public elementary or middle school, but the free time and like the liberty to do what you want and make things your own is I find that super rewarding, and I think it's a great trade-off. Like I still make enough to survive, to save money to go back home or to go traveling on the holidays, and also we get amazing holidays. So
why do you think?
I get between anywhere from a month to 6 weeks plus winter break.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on when my exams are and when the next semester starts. So and that gives you plenty of time to go somewhere warm to escape the cold, wet winter that I've been told is coming. My exams will go until about the 4th or the 3rd of January, and then I don't know if I need to stay on campus for a week or so with grading after that or not. And then, yeah, it's my own time. I can do where I go and do what I want. Right now, I'm looking at maybe going up to Harbin for the ice festival.
Harbin.
Yeah, well, apparently it's like the best and the biggest ice and snow festival in the world. So I was like, why not?
Not in Canada.
Nah, we have some. Like if you go to Carnival in Quebec, I've heard it's comparable to that. So I want to see how it stacks up. But then I'm looking at going to like the Philippines with some friends, maybe go down to Indonesia or Taiwan. Like there's so many options and opportunities that I'm really having to focus on, okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go?
Remember, Teresa, last time you mentioned like you were worried about the tensions between Canada and China. Do you feel that?
I don't. Yeah, before I come up here, but again, a lot of that's I think due to like the media. Like the media plays everything up. But here, no, nothing. I've had no problems with my visas, getting my work permits. Everything has gone smoothly. Applying for my documents in Canada, working with the Chinese consulate in Calgary was super smooth. They were extremely friendly there and helpful. So I've had pretty smooth sailings when it's come to like the paperwork component of getting over here. My life here is pretty fantastic. I've got a great work-life balance, and it's offering me the opportunity to try new things that I wouldn't have done or tried back home. So it keeps pushing me to grow both professionally and personally, which I'm loving.